Hey guys, today's going to be a little bit of a quicker video. Friday weekend, my girlfriend's over at my place and she's making food for me right now. I was mainly dealing with taxes today because I'm not going to lie, my tax situation is pretty cooked. I've always had the mindset of like make $1 million first and get legal later. That's exactly what I have done. Not $1 million, but $500,000. But it's pretty complicated, and I'm pretty sure I missed the deadline, and now I might be subject to like a 25K fine, which is so stupid. But I think there might be a chance I'll be able to avoid it. But yeah, if I'm being completely honest with you guys, I have not taken proper care of accounting like ever, and now I'm paying the price. I am categorizing everything, having consultations with different accountants, looking for a proper accounting firm right now to really settle, find the solution to everything once and for all, set up the systems that I need in place. So that's what I have been doing today mainly. Today in the morning, I started off pretty strong and I had a pretty nice work session like right after I woke up, but then I had breakfast and then some family stuff came up and then it kind of distracted me, and then I'm not going to lie, for a little bit there, um like I wanted to work and I kind of knew what I needed to do. I knew that I needed to deal with taxes and stuff, but I was just like kind of procrastinating, but in a weird way where I was just like sitting on the couch and like staring at the wall. So in my brain, I was kind of like tricking myself into believing that I'm not doing anything counterproductive because I was technically not like scrolling on Instagram or watching YouTube videos, but I wasn't productive either. So I was just sitting and doing nothing, and I thought that I'm like fine because I'm not technically going backwards, but I wasn't yet going like forward either. I wasn't making progress. I was just like sitting and doing nothing, just walking around, thinking, brainstorming. When I knew that I just need to sit down and work. So then I realized that it's very cooked, and I'm not going to get anywhere like that. I kind of understood that I'm procrastinating like 1.5 hours into it or two. Like it was pretty crazy. I was just literally doing nothing. That was like first half of the day after breakfast and some family stuff. And then I kind of just like forced myself to take small steps, small actions. And that kind of started the whole process. And then I spent a few hours categorizing different expenses and transactions, and had a consultation with an accountant, a CPA. And yeah, I guess the lesson for today is if your first half of the day is kind of fucked and you're not productive, it doesn't mean the rest of your day has to go the same way. I already knew this obviously, but I just like to share at least one lesson per video with you guys that I at least either learn or like reinstate. I like to share one of those lessons with you guys per video so you walk away with some value. If you mess up your first half of the day, you're unproductive, you're procrastinating, and you know it, you just don't feel like doing stuff, it doesn't mean your whole day is now going to go bad. You can change it in the middle of the day, which is what I did. And people say, the way you start the day is how you're going to spend the day, how you're going to finish the day, which is really true. A strong start of the day and like doing a lot of good stuff and making progress first thing in the morning really kind of helps you be productive throughout the rest of the day. But if that's not what happened to you, it doesn't mean the rest of your day has to be unproductive. You can take care of it and you can take control and take charge in the middle of the day. So yeah, tomorrow I'm mostly just going to spend time with my girlfriend. As some of you might know, she's going to go away to the army in less than 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks now. And I'm not going to see her much for the next 3 years because of it. So I'm just trying to spend as much time with her as possible. And that's why like I went out with her right now, and shopping and stuff for a little bit. Like just now I came back and she's making us food. So like I can afford it because I understand that I'm really going to miss these times in the next 3 years. So I don't mind. But anyway, that's about it. There's not really much else I wanted to say. Can't wait to really have proper systems in place for taxes and accounting and like bookkeeping and all this stuff. I actually used to have a bookkeeper for a couple of months, but then I don't know why, but I just thought it was kind of useless. So I fired her. which was a pretty bad decision, I think, because now I have to deal with all this shit retroactively myself. But yeah, that's, I guess, another lesson is accounting. If you're just someone who's starting out with business, please take care of it before it's too late, because then you don't want to be like me where you're like end up at some point where you're like have years of accounting you need to get caught up to, potential penalties, multi five figures, all this bullshit, learning it, from scratch. I mean, I know what taxes I'm subject to and kind of how it works, but you don't want to have to catch up with years of transactions and categories and all this stuff retroactively. So if you're just starting out now, get accounting software like Xero or QuickBooks or even like Google Sheets, whatever it is, and document stuff. It's really, really, really going to help you in the future. And then if you'll want to exit the company, it's really also helpful. That's something people really look at. Like when I was in the process of exiting one of my first dropshipping stores, the most important thing was clean accounting, the profit loss sheets, and all of your expenses organized. So if you ever want to exit your business or your store or whatever it is, it's going to be super helpful even outside of like tax seasons. You're really going to thank yourself in the future. But anyway, that being said, I'm going to go back to my girlfriend and enjoy some dinner. Thank you for watching, and I'm going to catch you guys tomorrow.